Hi and welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing a stretch carpet. I've got one of the door panels inside of the van. They're a bit grey, a bit scratched. We've got a bit of undulation there, so you've got to stretch it into there. It's probably the easiest panel to start with. Go for your side panels, your flat panels. I've got a side panel that I've done. I can show you that as well. But you'll see the process is basically the same. This glue that comes with this stuff, it kind of sticks to anything really. I'll just give this a bit of a wipe, and we've done it. So my van, I've got some grey carpet here. It's like a charcoal thing. It's got a fascia side and a back side. To do a van, a long wheelbase van, I use 20 square metres. I did it in this and like a burgundy colour, because the van was burgundy. It looked quite smart when it was done. If you follow my other videos, I'm converting a Renault Traffic, not a vauxhall Vivaro, same van in it. Really love the Renault Traffic. It's just tidying it up. It's not going to be a show van by a long way, but just make it usable, tidy, bit of carpet bottom, carpet sides, put some windows in it. Just make it look a bit smarter really. So windows will be next thing we do when we sort it out. So yeah, let's get on with this. If you do get 20 square metres of carpet, it's a lot. You know, it's 10 square metres, isn't it? So I found last time I used a dust sheet, laid it out, I put the panels on, allowed about 2 inch either side, because you do get some wastage with this game, and cut my panels out there, you know, so I didn't have loads of fabric all over the place. You needed quite a big workstation otherwise. What did I use? A bit of 8x4, I think. 8x4 piece of ply on some trestles, so I had plenty of workspace, clean area to work. It's quite frustrating when you're trying to make this, you know, stick this stuff down sometimes on big surfaces. We do the roof lining actually on mine. That makes a massive difference. That was quite good. I've used it on door cards. Didn't quite like it on door cards. This stuff's weird. I think it gets bits in quite easy, and stuff like that, and it's hard to get it out. I think you can get different covers. I think do an Alcantara version of this kind of fabric, but yeah, just make sure you get enough as well. You know, I've got a bit left over from my van. I think you could buy, I'd probably go for 30 square metres, and then you've got some spare, because if the company goes bust, or you could get off a different roll, maybe a different shade, and if you're making your van look really smart, you could be in a bit of trouble. Like, there's loads of different colours. I mean, this is charcoal, whatever colour we go for next. I'll have a look online and see for the wheel arches. They're a bit of a nightmare, wheel arches, to be honest. They're quite difficult, I think, to do, because you've got to force it down, and you do waste quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but you know, you can end up with quite chunks left over to make it right. Don't matter what it looks like on floor, does it, because your floor goes on, but the wheel arch itself wants to look nice with no bumps in it. So I think that's about it covered with this stuff. You do get some of this with it. I don't know, I've had this quite a while, but it does work. So you get so much trim glue per square metre of fabric. You need a good pair of scissors. These are alright. A sharp knife with a new blade in would help. You don't need a screwdriver. And away we go. So yeah, you can see there is quite a dip in these panels, and this fabric will go in there. I have done these before. I did mine red in my other van, but I'll just show you how to do it. I've already cut a piece off, so you know, make sure you use the right side of the fabric. Stand up now. So that's the sticky side, and that's the finished side. Alright, so I've already cut this. You don't see me using a pair of scissors there. So about 2 inch overlap around it all like that. So what I'll do is, you can spray half of it on and do the other half, but you've got to spray both surfaces. Yeah, so let's give it a go. Let's see what we get on. Let's do that. Yeah, these nozzles get blocked sometimes, you can see there, so I used it. You just got to keep it peeled off, like the glue goes everywhere. Right on, you've got to give it a minute or two to stick. I've had a nightmare with my camera, so it's using my phone to make it work. don't have to do it all in one go, you can do a bit at a time. Let's do this top bit first. What I don't want is glue on this wood, so I'm just going to do it on here. And if you do get any anywhere else, just leave it, because otherwise it smidges everywhere. If you try rubbing, just let it dry and wipe it when you're finished. Put that on there so you can do these edges. See what I mean? So I can do them edges on there. You might have to get glue on that side of it, like that. Yeah. Glue on there. Right. So it's a bit of a waiting game now. Just got to give it a few minutes to go off. Yeah, so I've got a bit on the wood here, but if you start rubbing it, it just smears everywhere. You just got to give it a few minutes to go off, and then you can just wipe it off with your finger, and you can see that there's a bit there. Just give it a few seconds to actually dry. You can just rub it off. If you get it anywhere else, just let it dry. Right then. There we go. First attempt. Like I say, you want about an inch overlap. Let's go this way. What I'll do is I'll just try it on, make sure we've got it somewhat like. Yeah, it's getting tacky that. Tackier it is, the better it is, and it does stick pretty quick, this stuff. So let's put that on there like that. Start in the middle to there. Remember, we haven't glued it all, have we yet? So we're alright. Put that on there. That's the hole for the handle. Let's come round there. You don't need to be stretching it just yet. And that's that. See, I've got a bit of a crease in that bit there. You just lift it up and pull it. So it's starting to take shape now on these sides. You can always turn it over, you can glue it. Right, where are we up to? Right, so now we're into this bit here. Let's give this some glue now. So if we cover it up there, we can protect the face as well. We don't want to get glue on what we just on the finished side, do we? We'll hang it there. Get it around the edges. Plenty of glue on there. Like I said, this panel ain't the easiest one to start with. If you're going to have a go at doing this, try do the flat panels inside. I'll show you them in a minute or two when I get this done. We've got plenty of glue on there. Right. Let's just give that a bit of time. So as you can see, it's pretty glued up as that. And what we're going to do is push it from the middle down and force it on the outside. You don't want to start in the middle because it'll go so much stretch, but not a lot. So we need to stretch it. I'm just going to try stretch it from the middle, force it in there, and push it out that way. That's the plan. Oh dear. It's a nice warm day here in Yorkshire. Had some awful rain, don't where you lot are based, but it's been terrible last few weeks over here. We can do these edges later. When I spin it over, you can spray them edges if you want then, but let's see how we get on. Yeah, it's going tacky that now, so we should be alright with that. Right, let's give it a go. Right, So we need to stretch it into that gap and push it in there like that and force it. This is where the stretch of the carpet starts to work. It's magic. Gonna go in there like that. Yeah, as you can see, you have to push it, pull it over there like that. Force it into that gap there. You've got to use your thumbs quite a lot. Get it in there like that. As you can see, it's doing it. Pull it over there like that. Get into all the things. You could probably get a trim tool if you wanted to get these. Use backside at scissors. Let's give it a go. Make sure you get a definite crease line there. Yeah. First attempt. And that's the bit where the handle sits. So you force that in there. So as you can see, it does force him. You can force it. You know, it's not too bad to do. It's just getting used to sticking it and all the rest of it. Right, now flip it over. Clean. That's the thing. You've got to try and keep this clean. Don't glue on it, do we? So we're turning it over now. There's a little rubber seal on there, but I've taken it off because I won't get the trim on. As you can see, I'm a little bit, just about got it there. Let's cake all this in glue. It doesn't matter what this side looks like, does it? Because you're never going to see it again. Phone's still recording? Yes. There we go. So yeah, there's some areas you're gonna have to pull it to stretch it, but you can pinch it. You don't need much of this glue to stick at all. But if you're unsure, just give yourself out you want 2 inches either side of it, but you've got to allow for the stretch in this part. So that was flat, wasn't it? So what you're pushing there, you could possibly move on this side here. So it should have been, could have moved it over a touch there. I've got quite a bit here and just enough there. But we'll be all right. We'll get that. We'll go back to the van and stick it on and just look at the difference that it makes. Give your panel a wipe before you do it. That makes a massive difference. Where's the knife? We can do that. Just remember that these panels, obviously, you're adding carpet, makes them quite thick. So you're gonna have to be a little bit mindful. You need to cut that for the bucket. When you're putting your things back together, you're gonna end up, it's gonna be slightly wider in it as your hole's gonna be smaller, whatever fitted you've got, handles and stuff like that. So you might want to trim it all the way around. Right, let's do that. Right, let's get this trim stuck around here now. So we just want to force it over this edge. Pinch a bit there. Pinch a bit there. Nipping as you go. This is where the stretch comes in again. And there. Anything too long, just cut it off. Should be alright. Force it over. Yeah, keep going because we did it all. Watch that over there. Might be some carpet fitters over here that can do a better job than this, but I'm not. I'm in fact a plumber. So let's have a go. still recording it. I'm having a nightmare, my phone going on and off. I'll record and the video's finished halfway through. So this is quite difficult. You've got to get this lip edge done all the way around. Snipping as you go. It's got quite a bit there. You can see you can get quite a bit of wastage. So bear that in mind when you're doing it. That on there. That on there. So you're not going to see this again, are you? So be as rough as you want with it to get the shape. Put that on there. Now this is the handle part. Let's put that down there. You can stretch that over there like that. Focus that over there. Tricky that bit. Going. You can pull and fold on there. This glue is quite good. It goes pocket here now. That down there. That's quite tricky to do that. If you get it wrong, just get another panel from the scrappers or rip this off, sand it up and redo it. It's not the end of the world. Right, I think we're just about done. Let's turn it over and see what it looks like. Moment of truth. There we go. Hopefully you can see that alright. It's worked out pretty well, that. Let's go take it to the van and pop it back on and see what it looks like. Bear with me, I'll move this tripod. So yeah, there's the old grey one there. Stand it up a bit so you can see it. There's the old grey one there. And let's pop this one back on here. You can even cover these as well if you want. Just pop that on there. Get the handle. It's a 50 torques to do that. Put the handle back in. So you've got to allow a bit of thickness with your carpet on there. Pop that on there. So we'll get another colour for inside and do that handle. But it's on a tree. So as you can see, it makes a massive difference. Just looking at that one and that one, it will look good. That I think looks all right. I mean, these I've covered my other doors on mine, and what I did was I put 6 windows in my last van, and basically that's how I did it. And I wrapped the doors up. I covered them in a different coloured fabric, drew around them, and then put glass in there, but I covered over over this bit so I could cut it into a camper van eventually, but we won't do that. This is the actual side panel that I did, which is there. And what I did with that was, I'll show you right quick. I basically, this was this side, and it was really rough. So what I did was, I put the left on the right and the right on the left. I covered them up, I sanded all the rubbish on them, and then this side was obviously up against the inside of the van for a long time, and it was never had any marks to it. So these are probably the easiest panels to start with, but as you can see, they make a massive difference to your van once they're done. Same principle applies, no matter about the back, as long as you get it flattened, no creases in the front. I secure them in there. So remember, that was on the other side. I used number plate screws and black capped ones, but you could use anything like them black pushing things, whatever you want to do. I've got some soundproofing to stick in here. I'll do a bit of a video on that. Just put some lights in here. Like I said, this is no way sure about my last one. I took the bulkhead out, but factory fitted crew cabinet, carpet. Or we'll fit the windows, we'll carpet the actual van. But we'll go into that a bit later on in another video. I've just put a bit of carpet at the bottom. So yeah, that's stretch carpet for you. So if you like the video, if you like that, it's come out alright as that. First attempt as well, so there's no cuts and reruns in these videos. So hopefully that's worked out alright for you, and you're gonna have a go yourselves. So yeah, alright guys, see you on the next one. Yeah, bye for now.